I know, don't throw tomatoes at me. I haven't made an episode about movie making for a while, but guess what? Today we will talk about movie making. So, see, you just have to be patient and everything comes around. So, today we'll be talking about movie making for you guys. A lot of you have subscribed to my channel because of that, so I want to talk about movie making with you, but it will not be a how to become a film director episode because those episodes were taking me over 40 hours of production, editing and stuff. It was very, very long to do, and now I don't have time to do that. I will come back at it at some point. Today it's just the type of chit-chatting with you guys about movie making, just to maintain this relation that we have, you and I, passionate movie makers. So I just wanted to share a few things with you. Recently, about 3 weeks ago, I've been helping my buddy Lee. A lot of you guys, I've seen him on my channel many times. He was shooting a Halloween short film, and he asked me to join to help him for a few scenes, and I've decided also to shoot a behind the scene. I will come back at it in a short period of time, but it was my occasion to test some other cameras, the one that I used to work with most of the time. That led me to think about something. I've been asked many times, Simon, which camera should I buy if I want to become a film director? And this chair is going down. Okay, I'm back. So I've been asked many times, Simon, which kind of... When you get disturbed by a seat going down, you lost your flow, you lost your mojo. So I've been asked many times, Simon, which camera should I buy if I want to start learning movie making? And the answer to that, everybody would answer, well, the camera you have is the best camera for you. Which means if you're ready to shoot anything, if the only thing you have is your smartphone, well, take your smartphone and shoot your movie with it. Don't wait to have the perfect gear because you will never have the perfect gear. Don't wait to invest necessarily $1,000, $5,000 on equipment to shoot the movie you would wish to make. No. Forget about all of that. If you want to become a film director and you've never made anything yet, use the camera you have and just test it out. Call your friends, shoot something very simple with your smartphone, edit that and see if you like it. If you like it, well, maybe you would want to go and invest on a camera. But again, you don't need to invest in a very, very expensive camera. This chair is still going down. So today I've decided to show you the camera that I've been using for almost all of my short films in the past. And a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. It's this camera right here. A lot of you have been, heard me talking about the Canon 60D many times. This is my first DSLR camera. Before that, we were shooting with a Panasonic DVX100, I think it was. It was on a mini DV cassette tape, so it was a long time ago, another world. Now these days, it's all about DSLRs or mirrorless cameras. This is the camera we bought to shoot our short films. This is the camera I've learned everything from. The reason why I went for this camera back then, it was simply because of this here. It was the first camera with the flip out screen, and that is mainly the reason why I bought this camera over the 7D, which was very popular back then. So I bought the 60D. Plus this lens here, the Sigma 1. Is it a one? Yeah, it's 1.4 30mm lens. It's a very good lens because it's a very fast lens. I didn't want to have the kit lens because I wanted to have more depth of field, shallower depth of field, I should say. And 30mm for a crop sensor is the best focal length you can have. It's about the equivalent of having a 50mm on a full frame camera. So with this lens, I shot entire movies just with this setup here. You can do anything with this. It's a good setup, enough to shoot even in low light. This is the perfect setup. And this today, back then I paid about $1,600 to $1,800, and today you can have that used for about $600 to $700, camera and the lens together, and you will have everything to learn: aperture, composition, shutter speed, everything you need to learn. Lighting, that's a very good camera to learn. Plus a good sound. Don't ever forget good sound. Buy yourself, whether it's a boom pole, which I would suggest. You can start with a mounted on microphone, but I don't suggest that. Buy a boom pole or take any kind of pole you have and attach a decent microphone at the end of that, and or go like we did many times with a lavalier microphone. You mount it on top here, and this is the one that I have right now. It's a G3 Sennheiser. Let me show it to you. We shot many films with that here, with only one. What you do is you mount it on an actor, you shoot everything on this side, then you switch the microphone to the other one, you shoot everything on this side, and in the editing room, well, you put it all together and you have good sound. Is the sound good now? It's not bad, huh? So you can shoot a movie with that kind of quality sound, plus a camera like this. Everything used, you will buy that. You will be able to purchase that under $1,000. That is my suggestion of the day for you. And if you have a little bit more money, you can buy this very cheap lens here. It's a 50mm lens for close-up shots. You can use that one. And but I'm telling you, just with this one here, you can shoot many movies, many short films, and learn everything with this here. You can also go with this one instead of this one, but this is quite close. You will have to back up quite a lot if you want to have wider shots with this on a crop body sensor camera. Mixed it all up, but anyway. Now, if you have more money, you would probably go towards what I had the chance to use 3 weeks ago while helping my friend making his short film. We had two of those here. Well, we have two of those in our company right now, the A7 III. This is the G Master 16 to 35. This here in itself is a very, very, very good setup. We also have a 24 to 70 G Master lens. Those are high-end quality lenses. Quality coming from that is simply amazing. So for the shooting, I had the chance to play a lot with this camera here. It was my first very big experience with this camera. And well, it was confusing at the beginning. I didn't shot a lot with it. So Lee was always, I was always referring to him, hey Lee, where's the ISOs on that? I don't know. I was totally lost. I think the ergonomics of this camera is not the same as Canon cameras, and that's why I stick to Canon cameras. I know everybody hates Canon cameras because they don't have 4K. I also do, and I think the USR is it's a joke. I mean, 4K camera, 1.7 crop, who wants that? I think it's to buy that camera is simply to encourage Canon to keep on making the cameras we don't want. So I've decided not to buy that camera. Plus, it's pricier than this one here, and this one is much better. But the problem with this one is this here. All brands have their own issues. And Sony, what were you thinking about? We're in 2018. Let's put a flip out screen, please. It was absolutely amazing with the Ronin S. It was a very, very cool setup, and I really enjoyed it. And what was funny is everybody on the set except me were also part of the crew and part of, they were acting in the movie. And since it was a Halloween movie, everybody was in disguise, in clown disguise. At some point I was shooting the behind the scene and I was looking at all of them. The boom pole guy with a clown suit on. It's so funny to see clowns holding, being the mic guy, and and seeing the Joker making a movie. That's actually so true. I'm the only one who looks like a normal human being here. And it was so funny at some point to watch them all make a movie. Everybody was in a disguise, all the crew members, all the actors, because they were switching around. It was just so funny to watch them all go. Do you want a balloon? Much more to come about my experience on these cameras here, because I will have to jump to those cameras on a regular basis very, very soon. But for now, I will keep on shooting with my 80D here, which I really like because of the flip out screen. And to shoot on the internet, I don't see the need of having 4K cameras. I know it's nice when you can crop into your image, when you have to reframe everything. But at the same time, when you don't have this option, when you frame your subject, you have to compose your image. You have to think and do it the right way. So for me, I mean, movie making, it's all about doing things the right way on set, not in post-production. So I think a camera like this here is much better to learn probably than this here. Although if you have the money, well, I would suggest you to buy this and start with this. But if you've never shot anything, why, I don't know, why take the risk of investing $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 on a camera if you shoot a few movies and then you have to sell it afterwards or store it in your drawer because you don't use it anymore. So that was my thought about those two cameras. For beginners, I suggest something like this. And if you are getting better and better at it, probably I don't have to tell you, you probably already know that this is the setup to have these days. With I would probably start with the 24-70, but this 15-35 is also very amazing, especially if you want to shoot a lot of wide shots, like for real estate shooting, for example, inside the houses, which we have to do quite a lot. This is the perfect lens to have. Good enough, full frame camera. I love this camera. That was the episode today. I hope you liked it. We're talking about movie making. Come on, give me a break. Thank you for being there. I hope to see you very, very soon. Thank you for watching.